I'm currently surrounded by exactly 2,025 balls in order to celebrate the upcoming new year. But what makes this new year so special? I'm going to pass you to Inside Max to find out. So, to really see how important this New Year's is, we're going to have to look back to the year 120 going into the year 121. What I have here is called a tetrahedron, so it's a regular triangular based pyramid and it is made out of 120 balls. So each layer is a triangle, so this whole tetrahedron is made of a sum of triangular numbers. So we've got 1, 3, 6 and it goes on and there's 120 balls in this pile. And we move over here to this ball square. So 121 is a square number, 11 squared. Each side of this square has 11 balls in it. So we've moved from a tetrahedral year into a square year. What I aim to do this year is get, instead of 120 balls, 2024 and add a ball to make a gigantic square right on New Year's Eve. Now, obviously, when we're going from 120 balls to 2025, everything is going to have to be much, much bigger. So here we've got an 11-sided square, so 11 squared is 121. We are going to go to a 45-sided square, so 2025 is 45 squared, so it's going to be much, much bigger. And this tetrahedron has a line, so it's got 8 balls on the base. We're going to have to go to a 22 ball based tetrahedron. So everything is just going to blow up in size, which is kind of scary to think about, but I reckon we're going to do it perfectly fine. It's worked out quite well here, so we just need to do the same thing, but bigger. Easy, right? As I have already mentioned, we have 2025 balls here, and we only need 2024 for the tetrahedron. So what I'm going to do is take one ball out and come over to this here. We've got a safe. I'm going to lock the safe, and I'm only allowed to open this at exactly midnight on New Year's Day, where we will use this ball to make our 2025 square. So I'm going to give these keys over to my father, who's been helping me out, and I'm not allowed to touch them keys until midnight on New Year's Day. Very exciting. Today is day one of building our large 2024 ball tetrahedron, and I think day one's the most important because if we get the base wrong, then the whole pyramid is going to be incorrect. So I've got some balls here, we've got some sticks, as well as just some tools to build our base. We need that nice solid base. It's going to be 22 balls long, so it's a 22 ball long base, and that's going to be 253 balls in that area. So that's the aim today, 22 balls long, which is roughly 3 inches a ball, which means that the length of each side of the tetrahedron will be about 170 centimetres, so just up to my nose really. And yeah, we need to get started because if we get the base wrong, the whole thing goes wrong from here, so wish me luck. Here you can see me and my dad doing our initial measurements for the triangular base. So we're measuring each side, checking the angles were all 60 degrees, and then filling each side with a line of 22 balls. And we were both extremely surprised about how well this initial layer fit. And here's a little bird's eye view of us filling in the remaining 253 balls to get this final layer complete. We have just completed the first layer of our 22 layer tetrahedron and I am so excited. So this is 253 balls in it, which is the 22nd triangular number, and it went much better than I expected. I thought there was going to be some jigging about or anything, but it is pretty solid and I think this is going to form a really good base. So let's hope all of the work tomorrow works out too. We're going to have to get a bit of a move on because we need to build the entire pyramid today before it gets to midnight, and we also need to build our square rig so we can get the 2024 tetrahedron into the 2025 square as soon as the clock strikes midnight. So that's the aim, is to rig up the square and finish this pyramid in time for midnight. So, well, the clock's ticking, we better get going. I am now on the third layer of the pyramid. I should say we are on the third layer of the pyramid. And it's looking good. There's a couple of concerns we have when making this. First of all, some of the balls are slightly smaller than others, and we're hoping that if we place them randomly, that will all just even out. And the second one is the wind. It's not the best weather today, so we're hoping that the wind stays down long enough for these balls, which are very light, not to fly away from the pyramid. So that's the two things we're keeping our fingers crossed for. But otherwise, looking pretty good. I'm very excited. I think it should take us more than an hour, less than 2 hours to get the completed pyramid is the aim. Fingers crossed. Morale is fairly low at the moment, I think it's fair to say. We've got, I made it so there's a little point on the top, but the balls are flying everywhere. I've got the point to aspire to, it's an aspirational point, but gosh, this is difficult. Yeah, we're gonna keep going and see how far we can do, but I'm feeling less optimistic than I did when I started. It's really looking like a bit of a mess, but we can do this. It's still lined up nicely. Project side reinforcement seems to have not collapsed the whole pyramid, so we're going to carry on doing this method, and hopefully it's a bit more positive. The absolute terror of hope has started to creep back in. These side panels worked an absolute treat, and it's starting to look pretty darn good. So we're gonna try and do these last levels. We've left a bit of the side, so you can see there's a bit of a jump right here where I'm pointing. So even though it will come to a point, the sides won't be fully done until right at the end, because the sides are the issues. And we really want to mitigate those kind of cascading waterfalls of balls when one is placed wrong. So yeah, it's looking good though. Yeah, no, this isn't going to work. The one, I suppose, positive we can take about it is just because 2024 wasn't very successful, it doesn't mean that 2025 is going to be a complete write-off. So you can have a bad year and hopefully have a successful one too. Wouldn't it be terrible if the metaphor of this entire, like the meaning of this entire video was just, oh, if you have a bad year, then the next year is going to be terrible too, and we can't actually manage to make a square? That'd be hideous. So hopefully we can make the square, because it's getting very close. It's starting to get dark, and my dad's gone in, so I'm out here by myself, trying to finish this pyramid, and I'm having no success. I feel like Sisyphus rolling the boulder up the hill only for it to roll straight down again, because as soon as you put a few on there, it just all tipples down and it hits the rest of them.
How you doing there, Max?
I'm doing good. I'm going well. I'm doing it one last time. I don't think you can see very well the absolute cascade of balls that keeps happening on the video from up there, but you just can't place them. Wherever I try and place more balls, they're slowly just collapsing. That's looking okay.
Is it the two different size balls?
I think the two different size balls was the issue, yeah. It's actually looking okay here. It's just, as soon as one starts tumbling, they all do. And I think it's getting close enough, so it looks so good. It looks so good. We need to concentrate on the square, we need to get it ready.
Yeah, your decision.
Just because 2024 didn't work out doesn't mean that 2025 is going to be bad. That is what we're going for here. We're leaning on it. We're going to do a perfect square out of these balls. Okay then, so I've just got less than 30 seconds until 2025. So we've got 2024 balls here. They're not all in the pyramid, but some are on the floor. We've got the extra one here. Dad, can you pass me the key now? We've got 10 seconds. Oh, we got. Okay, so I've now got the key for this. It is 8 seconds until the new year. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey!
Happy
Happy New
Square
Year!
It's a square year now. Okay, I can open this if I'm able to. Oh no. Da, da, da. The 2025th ball, and it's time for, very sadly, for our tetrahedron to go down. Let's hope that 2025 ends up better than 2024. Let's throw that out. It's holding up pretty well. We'll get some floodlights on here in a bit. We'll go with the fire. Guess you're waiting for that. And we need to start making our square. We must have nudged one of the pieces of wood earlier because this is currently a 47 ball long side, so we need to shorten the side by 2 balls and then get going again. So that's the plan. Oh, the light's just gone off, and yeah, let's get going. We originally poured all of the balls out onto the floor, and it became very clear that it was very hard to see if all the balls lined up, and if there was an issue, half of the wall we wouldn't be able to get to. I started putting it into coloured rows, but I've realised that's starting to take ages. But we will get a perfect square with 45 sided balls. And sorry, I'm very tired at the moment. It's currently 2 a.m. On New Year's Day, and doing it in straight lines is just taking way too long. We know that we have exactly 2025 balls. We've measured it out and we've just remeasured it then. We're just going to chuck the balls in and we're going to have 2025 balls in the square shape because it's late. We have just measured the size of our square. It is definitely 45 by 45 balls. The ones in the middle are all kind of, because of the slight different sizes, it hasn't lined up in perfect lines, but I am pretty happy with that. It is now 2:18 a.m. on Wednesday the 1st of January 2025, and I think I have proved that you can make a square out of 2025 balls. So I think what we've learned today is that even if 2024 and your plans for 2024 haven't worked out quite as well as you wanted to, 2025 still has a whole square of possibility. Should all the questions be forgot and forgot to write? Happy New Year.